Welcome to 5 Tips 2, where we dive into simple but powerful ideas that can change your life. Today we're talking about how small habits can lead to massive life transformations. If you've ever tried to make a big change in your life but found it hard to stick with, you're not alone. The good news is that tiny habits, things we do every day, hold the secret to making big changes. In his book Atomic Habits, James Clear explains how focusing on small habits, instead of huge leaps, can truly reshape our lives. It's all about making tiny, incremental improvements that build up over time. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. 5 practical tips you can start using right away to build better habits and improve your life. So let's get started. First up, we have habit stacking. This is one of the easiest and most effective ways to start new habits. So what is habit stacking? Simply put, it's about linking a new habit you want to build to an existing habit you already do every day. You're basically stacking your new habit right on top of something you already do. Here's an example. Let's say you want to start journaling, but you've never been able to make it a consistent habit. Instead of trying to carve out extra time in your day for journaling, stack it onto something you're already doing, like brushing your teeth. Every time you brush your teeth, that's your cue to grab your journal and write a few sentences. You're not trying to force a brand new habit into your day. You're simply attaching it to something you already do without thinking about it. It's a powerful trick because it taps into the momentum of your established habits. So think about your current routine. What's something you can easily stack a new habit onto? Maybe after your morning coffee, you'll spend 5 minutes stretching. Or after dinner, you'll read for 10 minutes. The possibilities are endless. Tip number 2 is all about making your habits obvious. One of the best ways to make a new habit stick is by setting up visual cues that remind you to take action. Think of these as simple triggers that will prompt you to follow through. For example, if you want to drink more water, put a water bottle on your desk or somewhere you'll see it regularly. Every time you look at it, you'll be reminded to take a sip. Or, let's say you want to get more exercise. Lay out your workout clothes the night before, so when you wake up, they're right there in front of you. Seeing them first thing in the morning gives you that extra push to get moving. Visual cues work because they turn your habits into automatic actions. They don't require much thinking. They just prompt you to do the next thing. So take a moment to think about your environment. What can you place in your line of sight to remind you of the habits you want to build? Moving on to tip number 3. The 2-minute rule. This rule is a game changer because it helps you get started when you're feeling overwhelmed or when procrastination is getting in the way. The idea is simple. When you're starting a new habit, make it so small that it only takes 2 minutes or less. For example, if your goal is to read more books, don't commit to reading an entire chapter right away. Just start by reading 1 page. If your goal is to exercise, don't think you have to work out for an hour. Just commit to stretching for 2 minutes. The trick is to make it so easy to start that you can't say no. What's powerful about this approach is that once you get going, you're much more likely to keep going. That 2-minute stretch might turn into 20 minutes of yoga, or reading 1 page could turn into a whole chapter. It's all about overcoming the initial resistance and setting yourself up for success. Tip number 4 is all about making your habits satisfying. If you want to build a habit, it's crucial to make it rewarding. Our brains are wired to repeat behaviors that feel good, so rewarding yourself immediately after completing a habit will help reinforce it. Let's say your goal is to work out more often. After finishing your workout, treat yourself to something you enjoy. A delicious smoothie, a favorite snack, or even just a relaxing break. The key is to make the reward enjoyable and immediate. This creates a positive feedback loop. You do the habit, then you get the reward, which makes you want to repeat it. The same goes for other habits. If you've just written in your journal, maybe you give yourself 10 minutes to scroll through your phone or watch an episode of your favorite show. The reward doesn't have to be extravagant. It just needs to make you feel good right after completing the habit. And now, tip number 5. Track your progress. One of the best ways to stay consistent with your habits is to track them. It might sound simple, but keeping a visual record of your progress can really help build momentum. You can use a habit tracker app, or if you prefer something more tactile, just mark off each day on a calendar or journal. Seeing the days pile up can give you a sense of achievement and make you more motivated to keep going. For example, if you're trying to read every day, mark off the days you read. Over time, you'll see how much progress you've made, and that's incredibly motivating. Tracking progress doesn't just help you stay accountable, it also helps you stay focused on the long-term goal. The key is to track consistently and celebrate even the small wins along the way. To wrap up, let's quickly recap the 5 tips to improve your life using atomic habits. 1. Habit stacking. Link a new habit to an existing one. 2. Make your habits obvious. Use visual cues to remind yourself to take action. 3. The 2-minute rule. Start small. Make your habits so easy that they take just 2 minutes. 4. Make it satisfying. Reward yourself immediately after completing your habit. 5. Track your progress. Use tracking to build momentum and accountability. Remember, you don't have to implement all of these at once. Just start with one tip and gradually integrate more into your routine. Small changes over time can lead to huge transformations. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more life-changing ideas, and leave a comment below letting me know which tip you'll try first. I can't wait to hear how these tips work for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on 5 Tips to